Are you talking to your textbook more than people? Let's change that. Hey everybody, so you're learning English. That's fantastic. Give yourself a little pat on the back. But let me ask you something. Does it sometimes feel like you, your grammar book, and a dictionary are on a deserted island? You know, like Tom Hanks in Cast Away? But instead of Wilson the volleyball, you've got intermediate English verbs. It can get a little lonely, can it? You're trying so hard, you're studying all those rules, and sometimes you just want to shout a perfectly conjugated sentence to someone who gets it. Someone who understands the triumph of finally mastering the past perfect continuous tense. It's a common feeling, you know. So many amazing people are on this English learning adventure, but sometimes they feel like they're walking the path all by themselves. Learning a language is a lot like that, it's social. So what if I told you that you don't have to be the solo star of your English learning show? What if you could have a whole cast of amazing supporting characters? People who are on the exact same journey. People who understand the stumbles and celebrate the breakthroughs. You ready? I'm ready. Let's do this. Learning English on your own is like trying to put together IKEA furniture with no instructions and maybe one of those little Allen wrenches is missing. You can do it, sure. You're smart. But wow, it's a lot harder, isn't it? And sometimes you end up with something that looks a little wobbly. When you're alone with your books and apps, who do you ask when you're really confused about why, though, through, and tough all sound so different? Your cat? Mine just stares back. Helpful, but not for grammar. The thing is, language is all about communication. It's a two-way street, or a multi-lane highway. When you learn in isolation, you miss out on the natural flow of conversation. You don't get to practice the give and take, the interruptions, what was I saying? Moments that are all part of real talking. You need that real-time practice. Plus, let's be honest, motivation can take a nosedive when you're the only one in your fan club. Without someone to share those ups and downs with, it's easy to get discouraged. We need to shrink that monster. And community is the best monster shrinking tool I know. Alright, let's talk about the internet. It's not just for cat videos and arguing about whether pineapple belongs on pizza. It does, by the way. Kidding, or am I? The online world is an amazing place to find your English learning tribe. Think about it. Millions of people from all over the globe are learning English right now, just like you. And many of them are looking for connection too. It's like a giant virtual classroom, but way more fun, and you can wear your pajamas. First up, there are so many language exchange apps and websites. You've probably heard of some. These platforms are designed to connect you with native speakers who want to learn your language, or with other English learners. You can chat, you can video call, you can send voice messages. It's like having a pen pal, but faster, and you can actually hear their voice. Imagine practicing your English with someone in Australia one day, and someone in Canada the next. Then there are social media groups, Facebook, Reddit, even Instagram. You can find communities dedicated to English learners. So get clicking, get connecting, your online buddies are waiting. Okay, online is great, super great. But sometimes you just want to see a real human face, you know? Not on a screen, but right there, sharing the same air, maybe even the same plate of cookies. That's where offline communities come in, and they are just as wonderful. Finding people in your local area to practice English with can be incredibly rewarding. It adds a whole new dimension to your learning. So, where do you find these real-life English adventurers? Start by checking out your local library. Libraries are amazing. They often host language exchange groups, conversation clubs, or even classes for English learners. Community centers are another fantastic resource. Think about universities or language schools in your area. And hey, if you can't find a group, why not start one? Just a casual meetup at a coffee shop once a week. You could be the one to bring everyone together. Imagine that, you, a community builder. Section 5. The superpowers of a support squad, more than just grammar tips. Having a community of fellow English learners isn't just nice, it's like having a secret superpower for your language journey. Seriously, one of the biggest benefits is, of course, practice. You get to actually use the English you're learning. You can try out new words, practice your pronunciation, and get comfortable forming sentences in real-time conversations. Your community gives you that safe space to try and maybe even stumble a bit without any pressure. Then there's the amazing power of shared knowledge and feedback. Someone in your group might understand that tricky phrasal verb that's been confusing you. Or maybe they can explain a grammar rule in a way that finally clicks. You can ask questions you might feel shy asking in a formal class. and you can get gentle, constructive feedback on your speaking. It's not about criticism, it's about helping each other grow. It's like having a team of friendly coaches who all want you to win. Section 6. Real people, real fluency, awesome communities in action. Let me tell you, these communities aren't just a nice idea, they are out there, making a real difference for people. Think about something like Toastmasters International. Now, it's not just for English learners, but many people join to improve their English public speaking skills. They create such a supportive environment where people practice speeches, get feedback, and build incredible confidence. I've heard so many stories of people who were terrified to speak, who then blossomed in that kind of setting. It shows you what a structured, encouraging group can do. Then you have things like local English conversation clubs that pop up in cities all over the world. Sometimes they're started by libraries, sometimes by volunteers, sometimes just by a few enthusiastic learners. I heard about one in a small town where a retired teacher started a weekly meetup in a cafe. It began with 3 people and now it's a bustling group of 20. They just chat, play word games, and help each other out. It's simple, it's friendly, and it works. People are making friends and their English is getting so much better, all because someone decided to bring people together. Online you see incredible communities too. It's like a worldwide study group. Section 7. Hello, is it me you're looking for, making those first connections? Okay, so you're convinced. Community is awesome. But now you're thinking, Ellen, how do I actually these connections? It can feel a little like the first day of school, right? A bit nerve-wracking. But trust me, it's easier than you think. And so worth it. The first step is just to be open and brave. Take a deep breath and remember that most people are friendly and probably just as eager to connect as you are. You just need to make that first little move. Like reaching out for a dance partner, someone has to ask. If you're joining an online group or forum, start small. You don't have to write a novel for your first post, just introduce yourself. Say hello, mention where you're from, and what your English learning goals are. Or, find a conversation that's already happening and add a thoughtful comment or ask a related question. People love to help and share their experiences. For in-person meetups, a smile goes a long, long way. When you arrive, look for friendly faces. Approach someone and say something simple like, "Hi, is this the English conversation group? I'm your name." Most people will be happy to welcome you. Listen more than you speak at first if that makes you comfortable. Section 8. Your personal pep rally. How a community keeps you going and going. Let's talk about staying power. Because learning English, as we've said, is a journey. And sometimes that journey has hills. Big hills. And maybe some confusing roundabouts. That's where your community transforms into your personal pep rally, your cheer squad, your motivational pit crew. When your own enthusiasm starts to run a little low on fuel, your community is there with a metaphorical energy drink and a whole lot of, "You can do it." Think about those days when you just don't want to open your textbook, or you had a conversation where you felt completely tongue-tied. It happens to everyone, but instead of just feeling blah and giving up for the day or week, you can reach out to your community. You can say, "Ugh, I had such a tough time ordering coffee in English today, I felt so silly." Section 9. The grand finale, unlocking your English voice together. So here we are. We've talked about the lonely road of solo learning and the amazing, super-powered highway of learning with a community. It's pretty clear which one sounds more fun, right? And more effective. Learning English is such a valuable skill. It opens up new worlds, new friendships, new opportunities. But that journey doesn't have to be a quiet, solitary struggle. It can be a vibrant, noisy, joyful adventure shared with fantastic people who totally get it. People who are on your team every step of the way. Imagine yourself a few months from now, you're chatting more confidently, you're understanding more. You're not afraid to ask questions or make a few mistakes because you know you're in a safe and supportive space. That's the power of community. It's not just about learning grammar rules or memorizing vocabulary lists. It's about finding your voice, building your confidence, and truly connecting with others in English. It's about transforming from a hesitant speaker into someone who can express themselves, share their ideas, and understand others more deeply.